For years now, I have been sleeping on Trey Hendrickson. I thought he was good, a star even, but I was so wrong. He is a superstar, and in 2024, he is the best edge rusher in the NFL. Better than TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, and even my favorite, Myles Garret. Before you go crazy in the comments, let me show you why I say this. Hendrickson, at 29 years old, after dominating game after game going back to 2020, has finally reached his ultimate form. And it's a scary thing to watch. Unfortunately, the Bengals are wasting his talent along with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, but we will save that for another video. I came to the conclusion that Hendrickson is the best in the NFL based off a deep dive into his film, which I will show you in a moment. But first, let me point you to the stats. After 13 games, Hendrickson leads the NFL in pressures at 65, sacks at 13, and QB hits at 14. Just to be clear, that means quarterbacks are under pressure from him 5 times a game and actually get rocked by the guy at least twice a game. He's also third in the entire NFL in pass rushing grade according to PFF, only behind Myles Garret and Micah Parsons. But he's been more productive than both of them. So how does he do it? The first thing that pops off tape, and arguably his most important trait, is his insane burst off the line. Hendrickson gets upfield so much faster than a tackle can kick step, so he often beats the tackle without much more than a rip move. He actually ran a 4.65 40-yard dash with a 1.59 10-yard split. That first 10 yards puts Hendrickson in the top 3% for edge rushers dating back to 1987. But now pair that elite natural burst with his truly special ability to learn the quarterback's cadence and time the snap. He almost always fires off the line before any of his teammates have even flinched. Offensive tackles are not at all prepared for somebody to be 2 yards upfield in the blink of an eye because week after week they face no one who is doing this. Hendrickson has the very best get off in the league right now. And as I mentioned before, this ball get off allows him to win often with a simple rip move. But I have to give him credit here too, because Hendrickson always rips high into the sky. This is an important detail that some guys get lazy with. Look at the tackle's arms here. You see the tackle has good bend at the elbow, and that is what he wants, to be able to either pull Hendrickson in close or have the leverage to lift Hendrickson's shoulders back, stopping his momentum. But neither happens, because Hendrickson gets to the edge and rips high, putting the tackle's elbow above his shoulders, taking away any leverage and strength the tackle had with his arms. Hendrickson doesn't just use his burst to win around the edge though. As I said before, tackles are not prepared for someone to fire so fast upfield when week after week they don't see anyone doing this. And here's a perfect picture of what it looks like to not be ready for Hendrickson. This tackle stood no chance because the ball get off. Hendrickson threatens with a speed rush so quickly that the tackle tries to gain depth in a panic and does not keep a good base underneath himself. This is where Hendrickson converts speed to power, right through the tackle's chest, and puts him on the bad end of a highlight tape. Power is also a big part of Hendrickson's game. At 6'4" and nearly 270 pounds, he is a densely built edge who can collapse the pocket when stunting inside over a guard, giving the quarterback nowhere to step up. He can drive the tackle so far back so quickly that he has an easy path to the sack through the inside, and he drives the tackle back into the pocket, which shortens the outside edge, again giving an easy path to a sack because he doesn't have to take a long speed rush 9 yards around the tackle. I made a video about a month ago highlighting how this ability to win in different ways with power makes Jared Verse a star. But Hendrickson does the same thing, and it's not even his first or second best ability, which goes back to my point that this dude is the very best in the league in the year 2024. His very best ability is that ball get off that is like no one else's. But his second best ability, I will tell you right after you hit the like and subscribe button. I'm a very small channel, so if you are enjoying this video, then your support helps me out a ton. Okay, now back to Hendrickson. His second best ability, in my opinion, is his elite hand techniques. He's an absolute surgical technician, accurately and consistently fighting off the hands of tackles. His go-to move that he does as good as anyone is his two-hand swipe. He must have grown up idolizing Daniel LaRusso because he took Mr. Miyagi's wipe-on, wipe-off techniques to heart. Tackles try to shoot their hands into Hendrickson's chest and he wipes off, not allowing anything to slow his momentum around the edge for a pressure or sack. He also has a beautiful forklift move, which is so underutilized in general in the NFL. He uses it around the edge for pressure, but here you can see he also uses it to get the blocker's hands off of him while he puts his shoulder pads into the blocker's chest for a bull rush. And the other beautiful hand technique he uses often is his long arm swat, where he completely extends his inside arm just as a decoy to draw out the tackle's hands before using an outside club. This gives him an easy win around the edge. Now, another thing I just really love about Hendrickson is his insane, relentless attacks as a pass rusher. He doesn't just use one move and then get locked up if it fails. He will use his two-hand swipe, for example, over and over in one rep until he clears the hip of the tackle. He has built the confidence to keep attacking till the whistle is blown because he knows it'll pay off more often than not. But you likely be surprised how many guys basically give up on their pass rush completely the second their initial move fails. Hendrickson also just has a great feel for pass rushing. And what I mean is he can feel when the tackle is leaning over their toes for a push-pull, or when the quarterback is about to throw so he deflects the ball, or when the tackle oversets out of fear for his speed rush so he has an easy counter rush inside open up. He capitalizes consistently when tackles give him the chance to the inside. And finally, this sets up his inside out juke move that he uses to make tackles look foolish. If a tackle sets too deep, he takes the inside, but then tackles get nervous he's going to do just that, so he jab steps to the B gap, freezing the tackle in place and using his great athleticism to get to the edge before the tackle can recover. Nobody can mirror this guy when he uses that agile jab step, which he often pairs with good hands. So when it comes to pass rushing, he can beat you in about as many ways as Jerry beats Tom. He's a pretty damn good run defender on top of that. Not the very best like he is as a pass rusher, but he makes an impact with run stops, essentially meaning he has created a negative play for the offense 11 times when they decided to run the ball. He's also a consistent, disciplined player who makes a difference both by successfully setting a strong edge, forcing cutbacks, and also with quick footwork and a swim move. So Hendrickson affects every aspect of the game and probably negatively affects tackles' contract negotiations after they play him. Quarterbacks cannot get comfortable in the pocket when this guy's hunting them down, and he is always on the hunt. Myles Garret is the freakiest athletic specimen I've ever seen, and TJ Watt is a technical master who's completely dominated for years. But I don't see much reason to debate the best edge rusher in the NFL this season. There's only one sack leader right now with 13 sacks. There's only one man leading in quarterback pressures with 65. And there's only one guy who is clearly the best in the NFL at giving quarterbacks PTSD. That's the superstar in Cincy, Trey Hendrickson. If you made it this far, then thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on what comes next. I'm already working on more videos for both the NFL and the NFL Draft, which I know some teams like the Bengals will be interested in, considering playoffs are out of the picture at this point. So leave a comment if you would like me to scout any college players, or if you'd like to see me make a video on an NFL player, team, or scheme. I'd love to hear what you guys are interested in, and also leave a comment if I convinced you Hendrickson is the best in the league. I'm not confident we won't see Micah Parsons or Myles Garret take over as king next year, but after a deep dive, in my opinion, Hendrickson takes the crown for now. Well, again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.